This is the index of this presentation. The title is Pespow, the Transition Towards a New Way of Combining Design and Production using Technologies and Human Capabilities, because I think that it's very important to create the right link between the technologies and human capabilities, and I will try to explain to you why we are doing so and in which way we are doing so. First of all, I think that it could be useful to give you a brief personal introduction, I spent only some little words to introduce myself and the company that I'm honored to guide. I'm 51 years old. And in all my entire professional life, my primary objective is to help people and organizations to work more effectively, because I firmly believe that working well is an art. I strongly believe that is an art that produces well-being for individuals, workplaces, and society as a whole. In order to do this successfully, I first took a degree in economics and then developed a range of skills and competencies such as strategic and organizational change management, planning, management control, skill and potential analysis, business planning, and coaching. But I have also read and studied a lot of books regarding psychology, philosophy, and sociology applied to the corporate world, because I think that economics alone cannot be so useful to understand all the problems that organizations and individuals have at work. And really, I consider myself as a permanent student because I like studying, or perhaps because I don't understand very well what I'm studying. I don't know, but I think that I like studying a lot. So I study every day. I have a deliberate way, in a strategic way, choose to alternate senior corporate position with the consulting and training roles, because I think that to do my job in a good way, I need to change the perspective from which I look at the problems. And I'm convinced also, and I think that could be a piece of advice also for you, that many principles, methods, and values are common to both individuals and organizations. So when you think to responsibility, proactiveness, ongoing innovation, results, and value-added orientation, request for partnership and strategic alliances, you can think to all these words, thinking to individuals and thinking to organizations. And I really think, and I can suggest that both life and work are an adventure that allows us to discover who we really are and what we really want in our life. And presenting Pespow, that I'm honored to run. Pespow was founded in Italy in 1977 by Pier Antonio Forato, who is our president and who is still the soul of the company. Is the man that guides our company and is the innovation, is the soul for innovation, for technology, and so on. And our motto is passion, experience, and quality in outerwear. We try to do so every day. We aim to be the ideal partner for leading international fashion brands, for whom we can design, develop and produce successful outerwear collection. We do only outerwear collection. And our headquarters are in Italy, near Venice, where we have our pattern making and prototyping labs. These are some pictures of our labs. And we have also many production facilities located in Italy, Romania, and Vietnam. So we develop all the styles only in Italy, but we can guarantee the production in Italy, in Europe, and in Asia. Which is our philosophy? Our philosophy is that we try on cross fertilization, a concept that we apply to everything to do. And we try to be a partner with our clients, and we try to combine our culture that are very different between our client and between different culture. And we try to do some special things from different clients. We have a lot of clients such as Dior, Loro Piana, Ralph Lauren, Moncler, Off-White, Zegna, Woolrich, just to name a few. This is a strategic idea to have different clients in terms of strategic positioning, organizational structure, size, and so on. Because it means that we need to be flexible, and this is an exercise for us to be very flexible to adapt our business model to the specific needs of our different clients. Pespow aims to be an innovative company, and in terms of innovation and quality, we are particularly good at mix and matching materials. Our founder is very interested in mix and match materials, and also in special treatments and special productions. Now, for example, we want to be one of the best companies for seamless products, ultrasonic sewing, laser cutting, bonding and taping, and we have a huge know-how regarding garment dyeing. We also believe, and this is not a manifesto, but this is a concrete way to do our business, that human resources are key to building a competitive, financial sound, and social responsible business. So we are certified according to the SA 8000 international standard on social responsibility. So, going deeply into my presentation, I think that first of all, it's important to share with you the opportunities and threats that we see in the fashion system. And first of all, I think it's important to make a few preliminary remarks on what I think about opportunities and threats. It's my personal point of view. I think that opportunities and threats are not permanent. They change over time, and these days they do so with increasing speed. I think that even in a globalized world, the opportunities and threats faced by geographic markets may be at different stages. and also that opportunities and threats do not affect all businesses and companies in the same way. Of course, this is my opinion. Other companies may have other opinions regarding this point of view, so your job is to integrate different opinions. And another little premise that could sound a little bit provocative or could be for you is that generally speaking, so please take in mind that I'm talking generally, that generally speaking, it is my opinion that the fashion system is a much more conservative and imitative system than we realize. We think it's creative and open to change, but in my experience and in reality, many companies try to imitate others, and major fashion companies are more hostile to change because probably being their size makes it much harder to them to change the culture and processes that their people are used to work with. And for instance, technology means that we need to change also our culture. Of course, this happens also in other industries, but in fashion industry, it happens many, many times. If I can give you an example, during this time, it is more fashionable to talk about sustainability. Many companies are saying that they want to be sustainable, but they don't know very well what this really means and what they really need to do to be a real sustainable company. So I believe that one risk, and I think that it's a strong phrase, is that fashion industry is used to be superficial. And I think that generally speaking, in this kind of world, we do a lot of marketing, communication, but we don't really take things so seriously, and we aren't truly committed to learning and to innovate in a serious way. So this is why I hope that young people will adopt a different approach and examine issues in a deep way and in a more serious way. So in this kind of scenario, and it's my premise, is my personal point of view, in Pespow, as opportunities, we see that in the near future, there is a growing awareness and understanding of end consumer, because I think that end consumer are more attentive to issues like sustainability or like technology, and so they will push manufacturing companies in the right direction. I think that this is one of our first opportunities. The second one is that technologies will undoubtedly create an added value in terms of improving speed, quality, and cost of all our processes. And another opportunities, I love these opportunities, is the central role that is now being given to certain certain skill, commonly known as soft skill, which cannot be reproduced by machines. And I think that soft skills are fundamental for working and collaborating in an effective way in the future. So we are investing a lot also in technology, but also in improving our soft skills. Of course, there are a lot of threats in the future, and for us, the principles are that we see a lack of investment by many companies and also by individuals in highly specialized craftsmanship. Because many people believe that machine can substitute everyone and everything, and I think that it's a fake news. I think that this is not correct. And this, another implication of this convention is that young people are not trained in a proper technical way. And I explained this concept before in a deeper way. And another threat that we see is that many companies are reluctant to network and to cooperate together. Many want to stay alone. Why we think that only if we network and we cooperate together, we can win the challenge that the future are giving to us. And also, a very important thing for us is that we need to accept that learning and continuous improvement is necessary if we are to remain competitive, because technologies are rapidly becoming obsolete. So we need to have a culture that embraces EV investment in innovation, research and study, and continuous studying at both individual and organizational level. You cannot invest in one technology and say, okay, that's it. No, you need to think, okay, tomorrow I need to invest again and again and again. So it's a cultural challenge for us. And in this scenario, what are we doing? We are increasing investment in R&D, both in sustainability and technological innovation, and both in product development and production itself. We are creating, and I'm very proud of this, we are creating diverse in-house teams consisting of people with different experience and cultural backgrounds, because I think that only differences can create creative thinking. And we are organizing our work by processes and not individual tasks, introducing a culture of continuous improvement. And another thing that I think very important, learning also from our mistakes. Probably there is no one better way to learn that from our mistakes. And we are seeking strategic alliances with the new partners to work together with someone else. So go deeply in our presentation. why we think that technologies and human capabilities will play a crucial role in the future. As I said, in our business, the product development process is the most important process and also the most complex one, both for us and for our clients. And when I was young, one of my first job at Bocconi University was to participate to re-engineering the product development process to the fashion system. It was the early 19th, and I was encountering the same problems time and time again. And nowadays, the situation is worse than in the past. I think so, because fashion companies, from one side, needed to develop collection faster, but from the other side, they didn't have the necessary technical expertise and know how to do so. So nowadays, this process is very, very difficult. This is a process that demands collaboration, prevention, transparency, communication between all players. And if one or more of these elements is missing, the entire process could become very difficult. As I said before, we are in a B2B process, so we need to work in a very good way with our client during this process. And if we cannot be able to do so, the real process go in a tremendous way. And the process usually starts with a sketch. For us, usually starts with a sketch or a design or a mood board or a piece of vintage style. And from this starting point, we have to employ our ability to bring the idea to life and to understand all the constraints in terms of cost, timing, and so on. And in this phrase, I want to underline for you the word constraint, and I want to give you a piece of advice because I think that everyone is good at work if he is able to work with constraints. So we cannot work with a black canvas, but we need to work with a scenario full of constraints. So our ability is to stay in a scenario full of constraints. And another piece of advice that I think it's interesting to give you, I hope that could be interesting for you, is that when you are cooperating with other people, it's very important to do a lot of questions. And I think that the best way is to do what I call open questions. So question who starts with words such who, what, where, when, and not closed questions where the only possible answer is yes or not, because open question open creativity. So if you are able to ask to someone something in using an open question, the creativity process, I think it's a better process. And our process starts with a clear shared idea about the target cost of the process. This is one essential point. Because in many cases, designers start thinking to the product without thinking to the target cost. And at the end of the process, clients don't like the cost, and so we need to restart all the process. You need to also to understand the timing of the process. Also the cost of pattern making and prototyping, because this is a cost that could be very high, and in this case technology could give a big help to decrease this cost. Also the decisional processes, so you need to understand who decide, when decide, in which way decide, take decisions, and how to share data and information, because data and information need to be very clear, and the transfer of data and the information need to be very fast and very safe. And another important thing that is to understand that the product development process is not a linear process. So you can go ahead and you can go back and forward, and so it's very difficult because many things could change. But in order to make progress, all the steps, the decisions, failures, good ideas need to be identified and noted. And to do this, we need both technologies and human capabilities. So to do this, in recent years, we have invested heavily in technology. We acquired a product life management software to manage the entire process. We integrate our CAD system with a 3D pattern system. We link up all the systems that we have in our product development department with the system in our prototyping lab. And also we link up our software systems with those of our clients to assure fast and safe data transfer. At the same time, as I said before, we make a big training program to improve our staff skills in team working, communication, emotional intelligence, resilience, flexibility, lateral thinking, problem solving, continuous improvement, international culture in terms of different way of working, and so on. Because I think that the greater the role of technology in the process of the development collection is, the more important the human factor becomes in managing the growing use of technology. Because you cannot have the risk to standardize all the processes if you can make use of technology in an ordinary way. So we believe that technology should be at service of human creativity and people. And so you need to have in your hand technology and not the contrary. So this is why human capabilities are central to don't trust machine blindly, but to use machine with awareness. And during the last year was a very difficult year due to COVID pandemic, and but we have learned a lot. And also we, thanks to technology, we were able to find new solutions thanks to technology. So for us, it was very clear that investments in technology brings to us saving in time, cost saving, faster decision making by our clients. We work in a way in which we cannot travel. Clients are at the other in the other continent, but thanks to technology, we were able to work with them at in the same way. So technology is very, very useful during this difficult time, and so there are undoubtedly many advantages in using technology, and but at the same time, as I said before, we make many mistakes, and we learn a lot thanks to these mistakes, and we try to make these mistakes and to reverse these mistakes into successes. And I want to explain in a transparency way which kind of mistakes we did at the first steps when we made the first steps in the introduction of a 3D fashion design system, and what we are doing now, and what we can do in what we will do in the future. We introduced the 3D fashion design system in 2016. And from the beginning, it was clear to us that 3D pattern making would completely change garment design and change the way we work during the entire product development process. And for sure, many brands today are using this technology, mainly to sell garments, to create avatar for e-commerce, but usually these brands are doing that with much more simpler garments than outerwear, such as t-shirt, underwear, tops, dresses. I think that you know that outerwear garments are probably one of the most complex item in the clothing system, because you know, a single style may be made up to 150 pieces. with many different fabrics, many accessories. And so even now, designing outerwear garments using 3D technology is still a challenge. As in many other areas of our business, we have learned a lot, made many mistakes. And as I said before, I'm yet to discover a more effective way to learn. I learn mostly doing something and reflecting on my mistakes. So don't worry about making mistakes, but reflect about your mistakes, and then do something new and try again. And we like to explain our long-term objective of using a 3D to replace many of the physical proto with virtual proto, to reduce the time and cost needed to create proto, to help clients understand quickly if the style their designer have in mind is really what they are looking for, to reduce the time needed to modify products at the fitting stage, to create patterns with a greater precision, creativity, and of a higher quality, to provide our clients with virtual prototypes they can work on and use in sales and marketing campaign, and to integrate 3D technology with a manufacturing system such as pattern mark and cutting system. I think that I can jump on the presentation, but you can see alone the stages that we have during the process between CAD and 3D pattern making. These are all the stages that we make during the process, the product development process. We think that to make a good job in this kind of process, we need a mix of software and professional skills, and probably at the end, at the beginning of our adventure, a mistake we made was to think that a single person could cover the entire role. Now we are thinking to a team because there are many different competencies that we need to have to do a good job with the 3D system. For example, technical competencies in 2D modeling, in products and confectioning, in 3D modeling, in graphics and design, a sense of aesthetics, experience of fabrics, technical competencies in post-production software, and also the ability to collaborate with different people, and all the soft skills I mentioned before. The last thing I want to say, and also this is a provocative phrase probably for you, is that in our experience, the most reticent, but also those with the greatest interest in working in 3D system are designers themselves. Someone who don't like to work with the 3D system, and some others, probably some who don't have a background, an academic background, are very interested in working with the 3D system, and are very interested in change their mindset and work with this kind of technology. And our learnings during this period was that one of our big mistake is how to handle fabrics. And also one thing is to understand better how fabrics and accessories appear in different light conditions. So in the majority of cases, at the start of the process, there were significant differences between the physical garment and the 3D version. And I want to show you some examples. This is one of the one of the first style we made. Many details are wrong. For us, this is a mess, and this is a very complicated and not well done product. Many details are not good. And because the fit was often wrong, the padding effect was very difficult to reproduce this effect. Also, the texture and the color of the fabric was different. The fur is difficult to reproduce, and so on. And also, many technical details, as you can see now, were not well defined, so it's very difficult at the first step to reproduce the technical details. And the light effect was very difficult. You can see many shadows in this kind of garment, so this is not a good way to work. And I want to finish my presentation showing you the same style from the beginning to now. This is the picture of the original style. This is our first 3D rendering. You can see that there seem two different styles. So the picture speaks by itself. And now we are at this stage. So starting from this, we are now at this stage. So we make some progress. And our next steps, we think that we want to continue to invest in this kind of technology. And our objective in the future is to expand the team that is working in 3D modeling. And probably we will buy closed system. And now we have object system, and we want to activate a series of strategic alliances for specific projects, both with our clients and with other partners. And we want to develop an entire collection digitally and explore the use of animation. So I want to thank you for attention, and I'm pleased to give you some small words for your future. The story you tell to yourself will shape your future, so make it an empowering one. And I think that this is, I hope that it could be a best wish for your future.